This is Jason Brown. This is my oral presentation for TV and the American Family, Module 7. The show I'm referencing is Third Rock from the Sun. This is Season 1, Episode 4, and it's subtitled Dick is from Mars, Sally's from Venus. The reason why I chose this episode is I found the contrast between how we address gender in today's society as opposed to how it was addressed or referred to back at the time of this show, which was right around the mid to late 90s. Sally in the show is given the task by Dick, who's acting as the High Commander, to report on what life is like as a female. She does this by going on a date which she dresses very provocatively in a red dress. And when upon returning that night, she talks about how wonderful the guy was that she dated and went on a date with, and she looked at the phone and he said that he's going to call me. And she sits with her head cradled in her hands and looks at the phone. Well, a day goes by and she continues to look at the phone, waiting on the phone call. She becomes more and more irritable as she waits for the phone call. This is a similar situation that we see teenage girls waiting for a call from a boy. Once again, be reminded that the aliens in this show are experiencing everything for the first time as adults. So she is acting as a young girl would react when waiting for a phone call. When a significant amount of time passed, she started to break into tears. And because, as an alien, she did not know what was happening to her with the liquid coming out of her eyes, she said that she was leaking. I thought it was interesting the way that they did the clear contrast with the emotions, with the dress being clearly feminine, the way that she dressed. I felt like in the mid-90s, when this show was on the air, that it had a very clear contrast between male and female, whereas nowadays you see much more subjective classification of gender based on what someone can come up with in their mind as to what they would like to be that day. So I found this episode interesting because of the difference in where we've come in the last 20 years in terms of gender and pop culture, and how pop culture now views that particular subject in terms of identity and being male, what it means to be male, what it means to be female. Sally and her emotions, I think, were put on display to show that women are much more emotional. And her dress showing that women dress a certain way. And the emphasis put on her acting as a female, even though she, as an alien, had not been influenced by any outside forces in order to force her to be a certain way. She was coming into it looking at it through infant eyes. She did not know that she was to be acting as a female. She was acting as a female because she was female. So that aspect of it, and the fact that she wasn't tainted by pop culture or society, was interesting to me, because I feel that she was able to experience being a woman without feeling like she had to be that, or that there was some kind of a societal need for her to act a certain way as a female in order to be accepted. So the subtitle, Dick is from Mars, Sally is from Venus, it really showcases and differentiates the difference between a male and a female as it was seen through the eyes of people in the mid to late 90s. And then look at where we're at now. It's just a very, very stark contrast. I found this to be an interesting topic to be able to cover, being as this show is so much older and was from a couple decades ago. Thank you.